How's it going, guys? Patrick here from Queen's Gambit, excited to bring you a special episode. So, a couple of days ago we hit that war search button, and here is what it landed on, and we couldn't be happier with our matchup. Check it out. So, we drew another clan which have everything that we're looking for, so it's anti-freestar bases, high-level heroes, lava walls, all the stuff that we get really excited about and helps us practice as a clan. So it's these guys called Only the Best, and man, they were good. They brought their A game, they did these really cool attacks, which had about 6 witches and back-end loons, got a few free stars on our players. They were really exciting to watch, and as part of a special video, I'll bring you those free stars. So guys, we got heaps of free star strategies. In this video, I'm going to wrap them all together in one war recap. We got Surgical Hogs, we got this Witch Thing of back-end loons, even throw in a couple of Lalunians for you guys, mad hybrids, lots of different attacks, and there's just so many. I thought I'd wrap them all into one awesome video and be done with it. So, just before I get stuck in, a big shout out to our opponent. They lost a war against us, but in honesty, there was a mismatch in our favour, so the difference in skill isn't as big as it would appear on the scoreboard. We had 2 or 3 Town Hall 9.5s. They only had 1 Town Hall 10, and they had 5 Town Hall 8s, and we had 4 Town Hall 8s. So we had a lot more guys of strong troops at the Town Hall 10 end, and we had a lot more Town Hall 9s, or a few more Town Hall 9s than they did. So, let's get stuck right in. I don't even know where to start, there's so many good attacks. I'm going to show some that even got 98% and things like that. I remember Xavier did a Surgical Hog at number 9, so let's start there. Okay, so here we go. You guys see the challenge in his base is 4 double bomb spaces, a couple by the heroes, and a couple up north by those north wizard towers. So, look at the time on the clock. Save is about to go in, and this is a low 2-minute raid. 2 golems on the west side, and Zave is cutting his funnel nice and wide. Archer Queen down. No CC pull, we're doing a standard shattered thing with a lightning spell. Come on, Zave. Okay, so he's got a CC pull, may put a jump spell down soon, yep, exactly what he does. His golems are nice and out ahead, so I imagine he's going to put his Barbarian King down once that funnel is cut wide enough for him to get in there. Lightning spell down, he zaps for Witch in enemy's clan castle. Guys, if you have a lightning spell and you're doing it without a lure like that, always make sure that your lightning spell gets a Witch as opposed to anything else. She's what really holds up your troops, causes them to take a lot of DPS, and gets you in a lot of trouble. So, Surgical Hogs down from south. Focus primarily on his point defense, which are his cannons. Zave may not have known that Tesla's there. And on the east sides, 1 giant down to tank, since we're up against 3 point defenses, and about 6 to 9 hogs targeted on his point defense. Heal a second layer, and they are coming together beautifully, those hogs. In the core, Barbar is fighting like a champion, but he is about to die. And as you can see, I mean, it doesn't happen fast in a surgical, it happens kind of slowly. And they've lost a lot of his hogs there, but because he spread them around so much, he's going to have enough for a cleanup. And that's the last offensive building down. So it's all cleanup from here. Go save. Super fast motion. And it's done. Surgical Hog and attack number 1 done and dusted. Let's go into attack number 2. I think I'll show it. I mean, even though Clam is a Town Hall 9.5, taking on a Town Hall 9, he has an unfair advantage, admittedly. It's pretty awesome to watch this. So under 2 minutes, he takes out this Town Hall 9 anti-freestar base. So Shattered, I mean, Shattered is becoming a bit of a standard for us. I notice that teams like One Hive are using a lot of Shattered attacks of no lure against these anti-freestar base. And it's something that we're starting to use ourselves. I think it was Shattered, was it Shattered? Yeah, a couple of golems. Clan Castle is out. Clan will come down with a lightning spell, and he takes out that Witch. If a lightning's the second spell that you use, I think the direction of it will go right, which is what Clam accounted for in his lightning spell. So you see what he's doing, he's taken out that real beefy queen who's near max to Town Hall 9, taking out his 2 air defences, and then once that's over, he brings in his loons. And the loons are going to be poured in this clockwise motion, so they can take the air sweeper from the back. Not that people are too fussed about air sweepers, but if you brought them in another direction, they would have got caught up in a sweep. Clam's level 40 heroes are just overkill for us. I think his Barbarian King comes down. But let me look at his witch. He's just going to wreak damage for the rest of the raid. Loons are in, rage spells are down. He's got 2 rage spells left, which he doesn't bother using, and rightly so. Nothing against this guy's base. It was a phenomenal base. I would like to have tried to hit it myself as a Town Hall 9, but against max heroes and max spells and all that shebang, you don't stand a chance really as a Town Hall 9. So it's Clam's Lilunian. It's pretty overpowered, to be honest, but I thought I'd show you guys it nonetheless. Promised the Lilunian at the start of this video. Let's go. Here's a mad attack that I did, right? So this one's by me. It's the redheads. I love the redheads. No secret about that. Do my tax return. Fuck, I gotta do that today. Oh well, I'll worry about that later. I hope I remember after the video. So the exploit in a space is that there's a hole in the center. Now, I suspect that that hole is actually intentional as opposed to a mistake. Because when you put anything in there, it just takes so much DPS. So you've got 2 crossbows at 75 damage apiece, some Teslas at 87 damage which pop, you've got a couple of archer towers, a couple of wizard towers, I think some of those other archer towers and that cannon can even fire in there. So it's kind of like it's a bit of a trap. Like if you put anything in there, it's going to come under so much damage, it's ridiculous. But here's what I do. When I put my golem in there, at the end of raid, or middle of it, I think it's max golem and he goes down in about 7 or 8 seconds, so it's like 6 or 7,000 HP. If you include a golemite, it's all gone in 7 seconds. It's crazy. So I pull the Clan Castle troops up north after getting an easy lure with 3 giants in it whole. My goal is for the Queen to take the air defense up north. Now, while that's under control, I put my kills on my main attack down in the middle. And this is crazy. So I pre-heal a golem and watch him go down, eh? He doesn't last long. He's got 1 billion hit points. So I got Barbar in there. Got my Valkyries as well. I mean, I was thinking of taking a jump spell to get him out of a core, but my clan base, he said, oh nah, they'll just go straight through a wall, and he obviously was right. I mean, I don't know why, they just cut straight through that lava wall in like less than a second. Shit's going crazy. I don't even have a fast enough voice to comment. You'd have to be a rap artist to comment on this one. All the air defences are down except for one up north, so I start my back end loons, and it's chaos. This one was a sub 2 minute raid, so it is over quickly. Loons on the back end. I bought some hogs to take the air defense on the south, but it turns out the Valkyries took it anyway, so I deploy my hogs up here. Not that I even needed them as a result. So, I mean, I don't know what to say on that one. My tactic was I was going to lure the Clan Castle using it whole, and it's the Giants. Send my kill squad up north, so I take the north air defense. Put my Volks in a core, protected by a golem, so I take the 2 cores in air, 2 air defense in a core. And then hogs on the south was my plan, but it didn't go that way. To take the south air defense, and then I can put my loons on the backhand, and it'll be game over. But, I mean, it sort of went to plan, but overall it was like a way less than 2 minute raid. It was crazy quick. Okay, who's up next? Heinosaur. Let's go Heine, eh? We haven't seen him in a while. So, the paradox in this base is that, yeah, you can see where double giant bombs are, and they are diffusable. But if you send your kill squad in on the west side to defuse those double giant bombs, you're probably not going to get the Queen because she is behind a shitload of DPS. So, Hein does this west side type attack. He does it really well, and he does end up getting the Queen and triggering both those bomb spots. So let's watch a raid. He's pulled the Clan Castle. Kill squad is down. He'll be cutting his funnel soon, I imagine. Putting down 2 golems. Once again, we are going shattered. Wall breakers down, maybe. 4 wallies, come on. Barbarian King too early, big risk that he could go straight around outside, but Hein rescues him with those wall breakers, directs him back into the core where you want him. And take a look. I mean, what I loved about this raid is just the sheer amounts of DPS. So most of the things on the inside inside of a base aren't just fluff. You know, they're not just storages and collectors. It's all like real high DPS stuff, and you get these Teslas pop in the middle, and as a result, Hein doesn't get the queen with his king. He's triggered his bomb set, which is good. He's getting his hogs in, but a leap of faith, thinking that the queen will go down, which she does in the end. While she's trained on a golem, Hein's queen comes in and takes her out. But I mean, look at the damage per second. I mean, there's just shit going off everywhere. Body cannons and archer towers, wizard towers. What else we got? A mortar, everything in the core. It's calming down a lot now, and Hein's got one heal spell left, which he uses quite patiently. But yeah, when the dust settles, his golems are gone, but his hogs come out the other side, which is fantastic. So he triggered a double giant bomb sets on the west, went in real deep for that queen, who's sort of more on the east side, and just got her. Oh no, his golems aren't gone, are they? Look at that. He's got a golem right there. Overway was a lot of DPS and was really nicely executed and slick attack. So that wraps up that one. Who else are we going to show? We showed Zave on number 9. A couple of, I mean, I call these 3-star attacks, even though they weren't. I mean, you know, 95% it was so damn close, it was just one tiny error for loons. So here's my strategy. It's another one where I'm going to be using Volks to take out air defences. I'm about to try get a lure on the south and take out the beefy air defence at the same time. So, rage down, 6 hogs in there. 6 hogs is a little bit overkill, but I kind of had to account for the fact that some would split off to a wizard tower and some would get that air defense. So it's an expensive lure, 6 hogs and 1 spell. But I got the lure and I got the air defense that I wanted. And the goal will be to take out down other ADs with my Volks and send loons in on the back end. So I take these guys up north to the usual clan castle kill. I'll take a second to catch my breath. A minion down early to break the funnel as another wizard. I mean, the disaster with Volks, guys, is that if you don't make that funnel wide enough, they just start running around the outside, and you see your raids being ruined before your eyes. So I put the golem on the right-hand side and bring my wall breakers in from the left. That's absolutely intentional, so while the golem's soaking up the mortar fire and a wizard fire, the wall breakers don't get caught in that. Jump spell down, put your jump spell down before your Volks and your king. Good idea as it directs him to go into the core. And they are right where I want them. Now, here's where I make 2 mistakes, which ultimately cost me a raid. I notice that a Volk starts to stray left, so that's where I put my heal spell. But that heal spell's a bit badly placed, because most of them come back into the core, and I have to put another spell down, which doesn't fully cover him. And my other mistake, I mean, look at that for a second, guys. There's 4 Teslas in the core, and just those invisible Volks just cut right through him. It's just crazy. And here's my other mistake, and this one cost me a raid. Put my loons down too early on the northeast. They get shot down by the air defense, and that is what's cost me a 3-star in the end. It's just those 2 loons. If I had 2 more loons to clean up, I would have been sorted. So here we go. You see that targeted on a point defense. They are going down. Just got that archer tower to worry about really. Wizard tower's not a big concern. It's focusing on a golem. And as my loons cut across the core, a few get taken out with air bombs, and they also trigger those air skelly traps, which is what gets these guys. If I had a couple more loons, I would have been fine. But since I'm down to only 2, the air skellies take them out, and I don't have enough loons to take out those high HP storage buildings, and it ultimately cost me the 3-star. Still a good attack. I'm still proud of the planning of it, and I think I executed well. Just a couple of little things which, when you're playing at the sort of ends of a game, are always going to cost you. Zave is a similar story, so this is a 98% 2-star. Surgical Hogs. And a good thing about Zave is he's sort of like one of our mid to low town hall 9s in terms of his base. He only has 1 crossbow, for example, but he always punches like really high, like he'll punch sort of near their max town hall 9s. I mean, look at those sort of level 20-ish heroes. Max defense, lava walls and Lego walls, well-designed base with a lot of double bomb spaces. This is classic Zave. So he's gone shattered again. He'll be about to put down his lightning, try and take out that witch primarily. And I think he's got a witch. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of a lot of mess, a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so King is down late. He's a late comer to the game, which is good. It's exactly where you want him. Otherwise, he'll front run the golems and he'll get killed by the kill squad. Even though Queen isn't quite down, saves bringing in the hogs. He can multitask and he trusts his kill squad to take care of a queen, which I think they just did. Kill squad and a core taking a lot of DPS. I'd be surprised if they make it out on this one. So really nice hogging, sort of focused on the point defences. I reckon what lets save down on this raid is his heal spell placement. He doesn't really get many hogs under his heal. Obviously a really good job, and he gets 98% on an opponent. It's way tougher than he is. But yeah, the heal spells, I mean, a lot of times the hogs just aren't under him. So he loses a few hogs, doesn't have many for cleanup at the end. Has he got any hogs left? Oh, you know, this is what gets him. There's a double bomb up here, and he doesn't have any spells for it, so bang. So his hogs are right down on health. The Archer Tower wreaks a bit of havoc on him, as does the Tesla, and he's only got probably 5 or so for cleanup. So you see he's got a lot of time on the clock, but it's pretty barren on the battlefield. 1.25 minutes to do a cleanup, but not many troops to do it with. Excuse me. So that saves attack I thought was really nicely done. Saves a great player, always punching above his weight. He was our player of the day for a war as well. 98%. Poor guy was kicking himself. I think he wanted that one, but shit, I thought it was a good attack anyway. Okay. Down to Reaper. A Red Reaper. So, this is a wacky base, and Reaper's one of our lower Town Hall 9s, but he has a magic touch, He always does such a good job. What screws Reaper is that a Tesla pops where he wants to put his kill squad. But Reaper adjusts, so there's that Tesla. Wants to bring his kill squad down south. Sort of pauses, takes a moment to think. Tries to put an archer out the way of a Tesla. Doesn't quite do that successfully. Wastes a few archers. But gets his barbs down. Gets his kill squad in there. And a giant's tank that Tesla, which was a good bit of adjusting. I'm not sure what a giant was originally being used for. Maybe it was extra giant to pull a clan castle. But it was a good call putting it to tank for Tesla. Stop his witches getting caught. Probably should put a queen down soon, actually. Maybe saving his queen for something else. It's going to take a while to cut through a clan castle since there's a witch there, but he's got her now, so all is good. Got both heroes in, and he's going to jump them through to the core where the queen is. Beautifully placed jump spell. I don't know how many compartments he opens up. Is it 5 in total? More compartments you can open with a jump for better, unless you're trying to direct your troops to a particular department, in which case you don't want to open up too many. Asian wall of hogs on the southeast, and they're just going to cut through his base like it's nothing. It's one of those wacky bases, so you can't see obviously where the guys put his bomb spots, and I think there's even a few bombs on the outside, which screws a Reaper a bit, so I don't think he was expecting that one there. But his hogs jump back into that heal, so it turns out to be very well placed. Hog's still making away through a base. Kill squad is up and protected, even though a Barbarian King was sacrificed. And it's going to be a quick raid from here, guys, you can see that. Fairly low level base, but sometimes when these guys do these wacky things, putting Teslas and bombs in places you don't expect him, it can take you by surprise and ruin your raids, but Reaper did a good job. He adjusted, Tesla popped in a wacky place, and he pulls out 3-star, and I think it wasn't in too much time either. I didn't look at the clock at the beginning of raid, but it's a decisive victory. Look how many hogs he's got left. So, I'll bring you guys a Town Hall 8. Hope there is a couple of Town Hall 8s watching these attacks, so you guys are rewarded for your patience. Give you guys something. We don't really cover Town Hall 8s as much as we should. Sorry about that. So, what you see with this Town Hall 8, walls are weak, but defences are strong. And it's a real anti-hog base, so there's about 4 double giant bomb spaces, and you don't really know which is which. So King does the right thing, and he makes it look simple, and he gets off a Dragloon attack. I quite like this attack, because I was looking at space thinking, shit, what would I do if I was a Town Hall 8? Because my default is hogging. But then I thought, oh yeah, good old Dragloon, it's, you can make a bit of a comeback. I don't see Dragloons too often. So what King wants to do is he wants to funnel his dragons into that northeast air defense. So he's being patient, cutting a funnel wide. and he takes out the southeast air defense with the lightning. So look how perfectly those guys are just going to funnel straight into it, eh? Look at that. They got nowhere else to go apart from straight to that air defense, and there is a lot of them just to take it down. Oh, beautiful. So he's got one more air defense remaining, and that's going to be the loon part of his raid. You can see on the southwest that air defense that is standing, there's going to be perfect pathing from that cannon for the loons to air defense there. So all that King is waiting to do is for that air defense to soak up, or to hit his dragons, and his dragons to be soaking up the damage from it, so he can place his loons without them being shot down by the air defense. And it started, so air defense is locked onto that dragon, so loons come sneaking in the back end, and they take out air defense. Air defense reroutes on the loons, but by then they are too close, and it is game over for the air defense. And yeah, I mean, dragons are like watching an attack in slow motion. There's only 10 units on a battlefield, so it's kind of slow. But King did a great job on this attack, I thought. A really good base identification and a good plan. And I thought he really kicked ass this war. So I think that's all from our side of the battlefield. There are definitely a few more good attacks, but I'm conscious of how long this video is becoming. So I'll take it as a chance to show off what some of our enemy did to us. We were really impressed with these attacks, and I would like to showcase him. So Hein up first. Hein sort of puts this anti-freestar base together quite quickly, because we don't come up against freestar players very often. So, and he's regretted it ever since I first attack on him and he gets freestarred, the poor guy. And I think he was working at the time and kind of put the space together while he's at work or something, and it did not go well for him. So 3 golems on the north, I think they call that stones now. It used to be called purple cupcake, but they've changed it to stones, which is probably a better name. I don't know what's worse, to be honest. They're both pretty shocking names. So there's those 4 witch attacks I was talking about at the beginning. So here come the witches. So he does this real sort of like tanky, high heroes, lots of witches, of skeletons to tank, lots of golems to tank type thing. They take out lots of stuff. I think he's gunning for 4 air defenses. He's got one so far. And then once all that stuff's taken out, so they got a few loons, like not many, like only 8, which they put on the back end and just completes the raid. So a real solid raid so far. You got your tanky guys in the core. Got your Archer Queen coming in there to focus on Hein's Archer Queen, takes her down. Lots of skellies. Witches are being protected really well. They are under a heal spell even, which helps him when they get caught in a stray mortar fire. And with the air defences going down, we've started the loons on the back end. Really nicely timed on those loons. I think, yeah, I mean, just right before that air defence went down, those loons were on the back. And here they are. At this stage, when we were watching it live, we thought, oh shit, we got a freestar. And yeah, another reason why we took these guys very seriously. They're a good clan. If you guys are thinking of joining a freestar clan, don't want to join Queen's Gambit for whatever reason, I would highly recommend these guys. I got to talk to their leader in Bindle as well, and he's a really nice guy. Very humble, seems to be doing all the right things. I think he's going to start up his own YouTubing, so I mean, look out for these guys. I'd subscribe to their channel. They seem like good guys to watch. I'd like to see what they do to other people's bases. The other one I wanted to show you, Reaper, could be a surgical hog, I forget. Hopefully this is a surgical hog one, yep. So, Reaper set up one of these bases with a couple of 3 double giant bomb spots, which are quite obvious, and quite a centered queen. And they do the right thing and they attack it with a surgical hog. It's nice seeing an enemy do surgical hogs. Game over in 2.5 minutes, so good on him. Lua, very similar to us, a giant to tank for damage, a couple of hogs to take out for DPS. They just give it a black cannon. I think I might have only used 2 hogs and got it still. And here we go. So Reaper, he's like me, he likes using Volks in his clan castle. Shouldn't have said that in case our future opponents are watching, but what can you do? I like Volks because sometimes they take out your witches, like they have here. They do one swing, cut through all the skelly wall, and run straight into witches and cut through them as well. But in spite of that Volk sort of throwing a bit of a spanner in the works. The guy has taken out Reap's clan castle, and he's coming in for the queen kill. A lot of wizards down, good bit of DPS. Now this guy's heroes aren't particularly high for the type of base he's taking on, but he gets the job done anyway, which is really cool. Message from a clanmate. Queen is going down and a surgical powder raid has started, and I have missed it, sorry guys. Okay, so we put giants on the southeast to tank, hogs down, heal spells, some covering a first layer, some covering a second layer to an extent. Got his hogs on a nice angle, meaning that they haven't tripped that double bomb, which could be in the southeast, I'm not sure, we replaced it, yep, it's a double bomb there. Only a few got taken up by that. Last heal spell is down, hogs are all converging together, no more bomb spots to worry about, and the raid is over, and it is bloody hard providing commentary on their surgical hog raids, because so many things happened so fast. I hope you guys got to see it anyway, and I didn't waste too much time waffling on about the kill squad. So that's a war recap, guys. That's our special video. We were stoked to draw these guys. They were a top first class clan. I mean, they just had the cool bases, had the high heroes, lava walls, and man, we were excited for a matchup. It was a Queen's Gambit victory, but as I say, I think the story would have been much closer than it appears if we didn't have a couple of extra Town Hall 9.5s and one less Town Hall 8. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, something a bit different this time. Let's hope my budget recording software copes with a video over 10 minutes. Yeah, share it with your clanmates, hit that like button. Big shout out to Only Your Best, you guys were awesome, and I will see you later.